Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'd like to talk about when I started, when I graduated in high school in Iran, and how it happens and what happened. I came to United States, and at the time that I graduated, I was 18 years old, and we were six brothers and three sisters, and my older brother and my older sister got married, so I was the older one, and the rest of the kids were small. And my father was working as a cab driver, and he would do whatever he can to provide the minimum stuff for us. And so when I graduated high school, there was no chance for me to go to university in Tehran, and because they were accepting 2,000 students in maybe 100,000 high school diploma. So I decided to help my father and drive a cab for a while. And but every time I drive a cab, it just wasn't that exciting for me to just drive a cab all my life. So I decided in the afternoon, after a couple of hours, I go to some Iran American society and learn how to speak English, or just after that go to accounting business, learn how to be accountant, and then still drive a cab until 11 o'clock and at night, and I would go home and tell the kids if they had homework or whatever, my brother, sister, and I would stay probably another hour, help them to do the homework. But this continued about 3-4 years I was doing, and I was getting more interested in learning how to English and talk another language. But the school that I was going, in the evening, there was an American woman and American man that would teach how to speak English. And my teacher was a very nice lady, and she was married to Iranian, and she moved to Iran, so that was her job. For me, I wanted to learn how to speak English badly, and so I have a cab, and she was living far away from Iran American society, and so I offered her that at the end of the class, if you want, I can drive you to your house to take you home and give you a ride. And meanwhile, I learn how to talk to you and all that. Well, she was very happy that she get a ride, because it was hard to find a cab to go to. And there's lots of people wants cab. And so every afternoon I was taking her with my cab, drop her off. And while I'm going, I take other passengers too to go drop her off. But the funny part is that one day I come out of class and I went to my cab, start my cab, and suddenly angry man, Iranian angry man, hid in my window and start cursing me out and all that. And I said, what's going on? What are you doing? What did I do? He said, you are messing with my wife. You taking my wife every day and all that. And at the time that he was getting angry and trying to attack me, she came out of the door and she saw Dad she found out that the husband is very jealous person, and she started hitting with her purse him and said, "This man is just trying to help me to get home and also talk to me to learn how to speak English." So the man cooled down and apologized, and it was very, very disturbing first, and it was very funny at the end. So anyway, I getting more interested to learning American language and all that. So I decided to go to embassy and try to go get passport and all that. So I came home. I told my father, I'm getting my passport and I want to go to United States. And he said that, what about us? Who's going to take care of us? You're the one that really taking care of this family. I said, Dad, I can't be here all my life and just drive a cab. I need to do something. I don't want to be like cab driver all my life. This is not what I want. So he started crying and he said, what are we going to do? I said, Dad, please let me go and save myself, and then I'll come after you all and pick you all up. I'm not going to leave you all here and go. So he did not like that idea, but I had no feeling to back down or anything. I said, so I got my visa. And when I got visa, my father said, okay, you got your visa. How are you going to survive? Who's going to pay for your expenses in the United States? I said, Dad, I got $60 after I got my ticket round trip. And I go to New York City. And if I don't make it, I just fly back home. It's nothing, it's a big deal. And at least I see New York City and I come and say I couldn't do it. And so anyway, make the story short, I took a flight and come to New York. Well, coming to New York at that time, telephone was, public phone was a dime. And when I was back home, I learned how to do the key punch operator, IBM, and I was getting good at that. I was working 6 months in Tehran. So I tried, got a newspaper from New York City and New York Times, and I started go through the ads, and they needed a lot of people needed the ad for key punch operator. But my problem was not what I know. My problem was the permission to work. I had a student visa, and they would not give me job. But I had to find a job. I didn't want to go to the restaurant, be a busboy or something. I had some knowledge that I could use it. And so I called $3 worth of dime and called everybody that I find the ad in there. And anybody that I wanted to talk to, they said, I'm sorry, you don't have permission to work. We can hire you. So I didn't give up. I said, one lady that was living in another section of New York, they call it Forest Hill. I called her and she told me that, I'm sorry, we can't. I said, ma'am, just let me come and talk to you and tell you what I know, and maybe you. She said, no, there's no sense in coming. You can't be hired here. And anyway, I didn't give up. I got a train and got the address and went over there. To make this story short, when I got there, I talked to her, and she went talked to her boss, and they agreed to give me a job after hours, so they won't be in trouble. After 4 o'clock, they said, come second shift and work. Well, I started going 4 o'clock, and I knew what to do, so I kind of changed the programming that they had and make it better, make it less mistake. And they were a company that made Ideal Toy Corporation and sent the toy to all over the world. So if anything goes, one number would go wrong, they would send another things that is not ordered. So it was very important for them to have the things right. Anyway, I started working 2-3 months, and finally they got me Social Security and started paying me. So as soon as I got paid, I sent my first paycheck to my father, and I said, Dad, I wrote him a letter. I said, Dad, I have a job and I am making this much, and I'm going to send you money, and I'm going to take care of myself, and I don't worry about me. And I would write my dad every day, and the mailman in Tehran, every day my father was waiting to get the letter from me. And so I work, and in the start doing so good in that they told me that you can come around 12 o'clock instead of 4 o'clock. So to make this story short again, I started 9 o'clock, go until 11 o'clock, work and make overtime. So I started for a while over there, but my mission coming to United States was not to make money or to find a job. My mission was to get education. So when you come from Tehran to United States, you have to have they call it I-20 form, and that is a acceptance of one of the college in the United States. Without that, you can't get visa to come. So I had my acceptance was in Texas, a little town 60 miles down Houston. They call it Wharton County. So I was there for 5-6 months. It's time for registration and stuff. So I went to my boss and I said, I want to go back to Texas. Well, I forgot to tell you that after a month of work, the supervisor at night was quit. So they didn't have anybody to be supervisor. They come ask me to be supervisor. But my English was not that great. And I think I still is not that great. But anyway, I manage over there, and they come tell me that we're going to pay you, instead of $2.74, $4.80 if you want to be supervisor at night. I said, I'm sorry, I don't want to be supervisor. They said, why, are you crazy? I said, because I can't talk good, and these people are taking advantage of me, and they don't listen to me. And they said, so what is the problem? This is a job that you have. I said, I accept your job if you give me enough power to fire and hire people in my things, not in your things. So they said, we have a section that they hire people. I said, I don't really want, I want something that I can have to control these people. So anyway, they accepted me that I can hire or fire. If I tell people I want this, that's fine. So the first week I fired 3-4 people. And these 4 people, they would come 5 o'clock, and one of her friends, they would punch a card at 2 o'clock. So I knew what they're doing, and they didn't want to work. So they got mad at me. They went to the boss and said, who is this guy, y'all? We can't even understand him. and he fired me. Just came this much time and over here, and he's trying to. My boss said, whatever he says, it goes. You fired if he says that. Anyway, I was doing real good and sending money back home. And pretty soon I bought a little Volkswagen in New York. And it was tough because New York, you take a subway all the places, and get in a car, you get lost on top of the things. You don't know where you're going. So anyway, I after 6 months, it was time for me to go to register to my college. So I told my boss, I'm sorry, I got to go. And they didn't want me to. They said, stay right here, and we get you a car, we get you your green card, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to stay. I said, no, sir, I don't come here to be making money like this. I want to get education. So I travel 2 days with my Volkswagen, go to 60 miles down Houston from New York. Imagine that I don't know nothing about the highway and nothing about the map. To find Texas, it was a big, big things. So for getting out of New York, that was another things. It was big city, and there were so many highway, Turnpike, New Jersey Turnpike. Anyway, after 2 days, I came back. I started driving. I got to Texas, but when I got to over there, the principal or president of the college, he over the phone, he told me, your deadline is 48 hours. After that, registration will be closed. So I did not sleep. I keep on driving, and I stopped getting coffee and all that. And I got to the school around 3:30 in the afternoon, and they close at 4. So I run inside, and the principal of the school or director or whatever, he looked at me and said, can I help you? I said, my name is so-and-so, and I called you. I just made it in. He said, wow, you have only 30 minutes to deadline. I tell you what, everybody else is gone. All the teacher, all the counselor, they gone. Why don't you give me your money for registration, and then I'm going to keep it in the drawer, and tomorrow come take your courses and stuff. I said, that's fine. So I made, but my car was 1966 Volkswagen. Barely I made it to college. When I went out to, started to go find somewhere to sleep, it wouldn't start. So the principal felt sorry for me, and he said, why don't I give you a ride to the hotel, and you go stay tonight, and then tomorrow you fix your car. Anyway, they started like this. I started college, and I was there 2 years, and then I went back, transferred to University of Austin, and I was there for a while. And when I in Austin, I met my girlfriend over there. I met her, and we were doing great. I was studying and all that. Then we had to break up, and I break up with her because I kind of was jealous, and her ex-boyfriend wanted just to stop, say hello. I said no. Anyway, I left Austin, came to Arlington, and when I got to Arlington, I went to UTD, in Arlington and start my engineering courses. And there I was going to work in Dallas and go to school in Arlington. And at the time it was Turnpike, I-30 was Turnpike. It was 10 cents toll road. And sometimes I didn't have 10 cents to go to get. So I take the empty bottle to the 7-Eleven or whatever to get 10 cents to drive to Dallas. So to make this story short, I went very, very work hard and very determined in my brain what I need, what I want. And I got around 1975, I graduated from University of Arlington, and I got my electrical engineering degree. And that was the most valuable things in my life that I accomplished at that time. And I had a roommate, my girlfriend, and was my roommate, and we went to Las Vegas for graduation party, me and her, and later on we got married, and we had 2 kids. And this was a story that I liked. I was interested to tell you all that don't give up. Life is full of struggle, and you need to just stay on it and don't lose your focus and what you want. But it's not easy always, and it's tough. So this is kind of story I thought maybe is inspiring some people, and they, in their life, if they have a goal, do not back down of the problem, because problem is always there, no matter what. So thank you very much listening, and I will try every Sunday to get portion of my story of other stuff that happened to me, and it might be interesting to you all. Thank you so much.